Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. This is the beginning orchestra concert for Discovery. And as you can tell, these students are super excited. When the lights came on, I actually heard some squeals. So it's pretty cool. I love it. That's awesome. There's things in life to get excited about, and this is one of them. So parents, family, friends, we're so glad you're here this evening. I was looking for the extra rack of, there's extra folding chairs out there if you all want to grab a folding chair. They're over here on the far side, kind of in the back by the clock. Help yourself. So this summer, your child completed 3 weeks of beginning orchestra where they were in a small class, like for violin, viola, cello, bass. And since then, we've been increasing those skills and gaining lots of knowledge about playing a string instrument. So we want to take you back with our first song, Go Tell Aunt Rhody. And we're going to perform it Pizzicato, just the way you heard their last song at Penn High School back in the summer. Okay? Here we go. Pizzicato. Does that take you back? Take you back. All right. So one of the most rewarding things that we've done this school year so far, there's more to come, trust me, but so far is to add the bow. It's life-changing. And you've probably heard it at home too, right? It's life-changing. You're like, go to the basement. No, I'm joking. Sometimes they get a little crazy and you're like, okay, now go to the basement. But it has changed everything. So the rest of the songs we play tonight will all be with the bow, which takes a lot of focus and concentration. So now we're focused on what the left hand is doing, the hand that puts down the fingers to make the pitches change. And now we're focusing on that, as well as a bow in the right hand that needs to travel straight, stay on one string at a time, and change with the strings as we have to change our fingers. So there's a lot to think about. In addition to that, they need to have a really relaxed bow hand. If you're ever at home and you hear this, like what they put on movies, bad string playing, it's because their bow hand is too stiff. You just got to go in there and tell them to relax, or, give them a quick massage or offer them a hot cocoa. So their bow hand has to stay really relaxed, and there's just a special way we hold it. It's pretty simple, really. I just tell them, shake out your fingers. That's what they look like in the front. Now, all we're going to do in the back with the thumb is make a texting thumb, because kids know what that is. A texting thumb. So they make this texting thumb. So I'll use my baton here for a second. So I just lay my fingers over the bow stick, and then I bring up my texting thumb. And we want them to be right on the tip of the thumb like that, so it makes a nice little circle inside. And then if they're a violin or a viola player, they're going to put their pinky on top. So this first concert, you're probably starting to realize already, wait, this is kind of educational. Yeah, it's my first chance to really kind of talk to you a little bit about what you can look for at home and help them out a little bit. If you hear something not quite right, you can help them. So that's what we're doing the rest of the time. So now we're going to play the same song, Go Tell Aunt Rhody, but it's going to sound completely different because it's with our bow. You guys were ready, weren't you? You were like, she's talking forever. Ready, go. Thank you. Well, we started off with songs that were just 4 measures, like Go Tell Aunt Rhody, and now we're starting to double those songs to like 8 measures and also cross over to another string. So now their bow and their fingers have to move between 2 strings. Our next song, Ode to Joy. Ready, right, so that covered the D string. That was the first string they learned, and an open A. Now we're going to play a song called Groovin Grandma, and it's on the A string. So this is a whole different string. And Mick, our bass player, you might want to glance over there. Mick's going to do some fancy things. Yeah. When you're a bass player, you can only play 4 notes on each string in what we call first position. Mick, if you have a chance, you want to show him what first position looks like? Yeah, he can only play like open G, first finger A, and fourth finger B. 3 notes, that's it. So really early, Mick starts shifting down. You want to show him what that looks like? Oh, yeah. And he has to go between first and third. First and third. He's got to be on his game. It's intense. And then everybody else is learning new A string notes. So here we go, Groovin Grandma. All right, so now we break into another old goodie. Mary Had a Little Lamb. And this is one of those things, again, where we're using both the D string and the A string. Isn't it pretty cool to watch and see how their bows are all going the same direction at the same time? Isn't that cool? I tell them it's like bow choreography. It's so cool to see it. Here comes Mary Had a Little Lamb. Sorry, we're all turning a whole bunch of pages. Okay, so now we're going to put together the D and the A string and play a song called D Major General. So this song, it's really challenging. You guys can relax for a second. You don't have to put your instruments up yet. It's challenging from the standpoint that we're doing both the D string and the A string, and then we go reverse. So we're going up a scale, ascending, and then going back down the scale, descending. And it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. When you're first learning this, now they don't think anything of it. But at first, when you're learning it, you're coordinating your fingers and your bow to cross strings, and you're trying to make sure that they're listening to make sure that they're in tune. And so they're constantly adjusting their fingers to make sure that they're in tune. So let's show off what we can do with bow strings, shall we? Yeah, it's pretty impressive. One of the things you may have noticed is that they're pausing their bows. Again, that's something they really have to think about at first. Now, not such a big deal. But when you're learning at the moment, to get your muscles to stop from going back the other way, down bow, up bow, rest. And they pause their bows. That's a lot to think about as well. The next song we're going to perform for you is called 2 for 1. And this was an exciting moment. Up to this point, we've all been playing walking horses. Thank goodness. They've got such good brains. Mine is shot. Totally a mess. Walking horses, talking about the bows, pausing. Now we learned a new thing. So they'll go D, F sharp, E, and now they circle back or lift their bow back to the frog. D, F sharp, E, circle back. And this song also has a repeat in it. So they go from the end all the way back to the beginning and do the same process over. Let's show off walking horses. Ready? Thank you. The next song, 2 for 1, was really exciting for us to hear. Up to this point, everything we've played has been unison. So if a cello is playing F sharp, a viola is playing F sharp, mix playing F sharp, the violins are playing F sharp. For this song, it's a 2-part duet. And it also has us playing half notes. So now instead of just down, up, we have like half note, half note. Again, we're processing how fast to move the bow, how fast to move our fingers, and it also has quarter notes in it. So now we're going between half notes, quarter notes, and using both strings. And there's harmony. That's an exciting time when you get some harmony. So we'd like to play for you 2 for 1 duet. Thank you so much. Students, you can stay in rest position for a second while I talk to your parents before our last song, Down on the Farm. Am I right on this? Oh, good. Whew. 1 mistake per day. That's my goal. So, parents, I'd like to just speak to you for a moment. I am so just beyond excited that you have given your child this opportunity to be a part of the music program. I was just telling, I think it was the violin class the other day, back in the summer between 5th grade and 6th grade, 4th grade and 5th grade, I started beginning violin in the summer just like, many of these students did. And I remember this was in the 1970s, so if any of you are out there from the 70s, you'll know what I'm talking about. I opened up this case that was given to me to play, and inside, I'm pretty sure I heard angels' voices, and the sunlight was coming in through the windows of the school and glowing on my violin that was laying in the green, shaggy, velvet fur, really, green fur. If you're a 70s person, you know what I'm talking about. Was this violin that was all scratched up. And I mean, looking back, it was just, it was beat up. It didn't even matter. I was just I knew in my heart, all I wanted to do was play violin. And that moment changed the trajectory of my life, to be really honest with you. My best friends that I stayed connected with, they were the kids I was in back then, junior high orchestra with, high school orchestra with. I've got to travel, some opportunities to travel that I would have never otherwise had. The camaraderie, the idea of working together as a team, which I was always in sports, but this is another situation where it's bigger than just me. And I always tell the kids, this is like being on a basketball team where nobody ever sits on the bench. I played basketball. When I was on the bench, I'm thinking, yeah, okay. I'm watching the game. Yeah. But when you're in the game, that's a whole different experience. And that's what these kids are all the time. They're in the game all the time. Nobody's on the bench watching. Nobody's just kind of involved. You're involved every second, and every person makes a contribution to what is happening. That's a pretty powerful thing to be a part of. And it's really important. And we talk about how we all have differences, how we all have strengths, and maybe our strength is in bowing, maybe our strength is knowing the note names, but together we bring it all together and have this incredible performance. And I am just so glad you're giving your sons and daughters this opportunity. Thank you for, making sure they have a rental instrument and they've got the right book and they've got the right clothes on tonight. We'll keep wearing these the rest of the school year, by the way, so you don't have to buy anything else. But thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for giving them this opportunity and just gift of music. And it's way bigger than the songs that they play. It's way bigger than that. So thank you so much. Well, we're going to close it out with a humdinger here called Down on the Farm. And it's a fiddle tune. I'm taking the safe way here. And I'm going to play a kickoff to it. And these guys are going to play the melody. And then at the end, we'll do a little tag for you. Are y'all ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Ready? All right, parents. So your child is officially in middle school. I learned something when my child came into middle school. They don't allow you to ever take pictures, right? Don't take a picture. Do not post that. So they're captured right now, and I warned them that I was going to give you this chance. So parents, feel free to get up, get closer, get as close as you want. They're trapped. When you're done, we'll let them go.